Oh, my hair. Ciao. I have to wash my hair when I get off of here with y'all. So it's like puffing up. So just to let y'all know, this turban might be a lot bigger by the time this is over. Make sure I got no on my teeth. I'm good. I'm good. How are we doing? How are we do? How are we doing? Yeah. Hey. How are we do? Come on in the room. Whoa. I got it. Come on in the room. Yeah. We got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? A little acapella for you all. A little acapella for you all. A little. A little acapella for you all. Hey! And also, so listen, guys. I'm just going to say it because I'm always like, oh, there's going to be some changes. I don't know. There's just going to be some changes. So my schedule is not what it used to be. I don't know how long it's going to last because I do feel like another lockdown is going to come for us, especially over here in Cali. But for right now, the schedule is just not what it used to be. I'm just not, available during the daytime like I used to be. So my lives, I may start doing a bit more evening lives, and I may have to go back to at least half of my content being recorded, like previously edited, just because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of daytime availability moving forward. So I just want to hit y'all with that now, because for the rest of this week, I'm actually traveling. So, content is going to be a little weird for the next few days. And then I think I'll be current at least from Tuesday to Friday. But again, I'm not sure. So just trying to keep y'all in the loop. Of course, it's stuff that, I can't talk about right now. But when I can, we're going to have a good time. When I can, we gonna have a good time. What's up, Black Lavender? How we doing, my love? How we doing? What's up, Marianne? Hey, Lil Whitney. Lil Whitney say, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hey, my love. What up? Oh, I gotta get hot uncle. So for all of those who are new here, today is going to be a regular reality TV chat. I'm just going to add 2 new things to the docket. I'm going to first talk about the Real Housewives of New York. Then I'm going to get into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm just going to quickly review their latest episodes. And then we're going to talk about, because I was waiting for Portia and Simon to say something about Fallon's pregnancy. Nothing has come out yet. So I'm just going to give my thoughts on that. And then I'm going to leave this this quadruple drama mess, fiasco, whatever this is. I'm going to leave all of them alone until the Real Housewives of Atlanta starts filming, or, until the season actually premieres, because I'm just at this point exhausted. I'm exhausted from the drama that will not be filmed for the show. This is my thing, right? When I review these shows and I walk away. I'm done. I watched the episode. I came up, I'm coming on my channel to have a good time with my Star family and talk about the review, the show that we just watched and all the funny stuff that happened, some of the drama or whatever. And then I'm done. I go about my day. All of this Instagram mess, this Twitter mess, then y'all trying to send people to your YouTubes, it ain't gonna happen. It's not. I know of you from your TV show. That's all I want to know. If you can't put it on the TV show that I know you from, then leave me alone. I'm not interested. So I just have to be honest with you guys about that. I'm just not interested. So if this ain't gonna be on the show, me not gonna care. Me not care. If it's not on the show, I'm good. So yeah, I'm just going to briefly talk about that and just give my thoughts on that. And then we'll get into Trey's hot uncle from The Bachelorette and The Bachelor in Paradise. And then we'll move on. I think I'm going to probably wrap this up a little bit early and then get into Married at First Sight. That's probably going to be a quick one too, because I got to catch a flight in a couple of hours. So I'm going to do what I got to do. Fridays, Love After Lockup, not sure. Not sure how that's going to go, but we'll see. We'll see because I'm traveling. You know, I hate depending on others' internet because I'm just like, I'm not sure if it's going to work. You know what I mean? So I want to try to have everything ready by Friday night. So we'll see. But just know that for the next few days, it's going to be a little wonky, but it'll be here. We'll have some fun. But my life is changing. Life is changing. So I'm trying to like figure out how I'm going to be able to manage NikkiStar TV, the family that we've cultivated here. And, you know, my dream's starting to form. So we will see. Crazy Homebody Girl said, Dorit, stay getting on my nerves. Yeah. I'm disappointed in Dorit. I really, really am. I'm just like, you've had nothing to say all season, but now you have something to say when it concerns Garcelle. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, what else did I have to share? So new people, I'm going to talk until about the 10-minute mark. I'm going to let some more people come on in the room, and then we will get started. Let's get it started. Hey, Samantha, let's get it started in here. Where is that picture? I thought I had the picture of Hot Uncle. I don't. Let me find it. Oh, you know what? We also, child. I got to clear up my history because I was searching somebody. My God, today. Oops. Child. Let me clear up that history. Let me clear up my history real quick. Child, ain't nothing like a cyber stalking woman. We'll find everything. Everything. Got it. Hey, Asia. How you doing? So glad to have you here, my love. Hey, Carmen. Of course, what's up, my beautiful black lavender? What's up, NTR? What's up? There we go. Hey, Sammy, come on in the room. Come on in the room, girl. We got so much to talk about. Did I say we're going to talk briefly about Greg being a new Bachelor? Just because of all of the stuff that I've been seeing and stuff that you guys have been sending me. Thank you for keeping me, you know, up to speed with everything that's going on. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I realize that, you know, there are other reviewers who would talk more about stuff that happens outside of the show. But guys, listen, what I would love to do, what I will do, and I hope you will follow me on this journey, is expand this more into this channel, more into my life, you know, some more comedic stuff. I want to take you all on a journey. You know, things are happening, and I want to take you guys there. And I hope you will stay around and embrace that a bit more, because it's just, I can't go into the gossip. I can't. It's just not me. I don't feel like it. And to be quite honest with you, I know some of the people. So it's become very, it's just become tricky trying to navigate the reviews with, you know, relationships. Some, like certain shows, y'all know I can't talk about. It's just, I don't know how long that I can do this, but I want to try my best. I want to try to do it in a way that I can still, you know, keep this up, but, you know, embrace the blessings, embrace the promise. How about that? Hallelujah. We got a super chat from somebody. Who's the super chat from? I'm trying to find it. Hey, Decon T. Yes, what's up? Decon T said, I'm just here for your perspective on Beverly Hills, on the BH Girls, and Sutton being the episode's MVP, and Garcelle in a close second, sitting with my popcorn. Let me tell you something. The best thing that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills ever did was hire Sutton and Garcelle. The best thing they ever did. The best thing that show ever did. No, none of us have been collectively watching this show the way we are watching it now. And that is because of Garcelle and Sutton. Because if they were not on this show, none of the other ladies would ask the questions that the viewers are asking and thinking and get us some answers. It would be a pity party for Erica. They would let her off the hook like they're doing it now, except for Sutton and Garcella. And it seems like Crystal is starting to ask some questions. Crystal, get with the winning team, mama. Get with the winning team. We got another super chat from Carmen. Carmen said, Nikki, can we work backwards today and jump straight into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? If y'all want to, we will. If y'all want to, we will just jump right into it. Thank you so much, Carmen. Let me know how y'all want to do it. Do y'all want to do Beverly Hills first or New York? Because listen, there's both a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about in New York and Beverly Hills. But New York is going to be more race-based just because of Ramona. Beverly Hills is going to be more scammer-based. Thank you so much, NTR. NTR said, Nikki, recording and copywriting, come on in the room. Child, if I could, I would. Thank you so much, NTR. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do, oh, wait, some people are saying New York. Some people are saying Beverly Hills. So we'll see. Let me go turn on my air. And then when I get back, we'll see where we're at. We'll see where we are at. Come on in the room. Whoa, woo, come on in the room. Yeah. What are we drinking today, folks? What are we drinking? Let me see how y'all feel. Today we are drinking green apple juice, kale, celery, garlic, lemon. Yep, interesting flavor, but it works. Tell me if you have any digestive issues, a nice green juice, grapefruit, mango, and what else? That's what's really, grapefruit and mango. That's it right there. D. Conti, thank you for the super chat. D. Hunty said, VH first, girl. Let's be like Sutton and get right to the juicy stuff. No chaser. All right. The tribe has spoken. LS got her ice water. All right. Oh, Eric. Oh my God. Y'all are really into Beverly. Let's do it. Dinar got his cranberry juice and strawberry tea. That's also great for digestion. Hey, Monique Adams. Monique Adams said last week we were about to get into the issue of whether Erica could be liable for whatever Tom did when the live closed. I really wanted to discuss it from a legal perspective. LOL elbow couch. Oh, absolutely. Let's do it. Irene she said, I just have my water. Great. Oh, vitamin water. We got some vitamin water. We got some kombucha in the building. We got some Powerade. Let's go. Oh, good morning, Babita. Love from Sydney, Australia. We're in the 3-month lockdown. Pray for me. We absolutely will. Send up some prayers and some good energy, some good thoughts, some love to Babita over there in Australia. I will say you're in good hands. Pray for us too, but you know what I mean? Like we will be, sending you up some love, but I see what your government is over there doing, you in New Zealand, and I can only wish. Oh, we got some Moscato in the building. All right. Yes. Ooh, Trina, I don't even drink, but that sounds interesting. I would just have a little sip, but even a little sip of that Casamigos, I think will take me, because my little sister said Casamigos don't play. So jalapeno, limeade, Moscato, and Casamigos. Yes. Okay, Ethan with the Everclear. Yeah, LS said, I second that, Nikki. New Zealand and Australia, me, please. Yeah. You guys are in good hands. We literally have people just eliminating themselves from the earth. All because they don't want to be told what to do. What the hell is going on? Just a whole population of people killing themselves off because they don't want to be told to do, or they don't want to have to start to live like other marginalized communities. Insanity. Insanity. We're living in biblical times. You thought you just read about biblical times, baby. This is what we read about. We're living in it. We're living in it. Hey, K-Boys. K-Boys said, Nikki, did you see how Lisa Rinna flicked her neck 2 episodes ago? She was mocking, oh no, after Garcelle addressed Dorit about not knocking her when she's down. I didn't appreciate that. Lisa Rinna, if you've been watching my reviews from the beginning, you know I love me some Lisa Rinna. I always said she was great for the show. I don't know what the hell is going on with her this season, but I am not liking what I'm seeing. It's very hard for me to stomach her in scenes. It's very ugly, Lisa. It's very, very ugly. I don't know what's going on, but it's ugly. You used to be, just TV messy, and we were all aware of what you were doing. It's just your Instagram, your Twitter, and now this, some of the likes that you have been liking, very ugly. You've been liking some nasty racist stuff too, and I'm just disappointed, but not surprised. Anyway, let's get into Beverly Hills. Look at y'all. Y'all said, let's just get straight to the mess. I've always said this, and I will continue to say this. Team Sutton and Garcelle. Team Sutton and Garcelle. If I'm telling you guys, if it was not for Sutton and Garcelle, we would have no show. We would have no show. They would continue to be like, oh, she had nothing to do with this. Oh, Erica, oh my goodness. And then Erica would be like, can we not discuss it anymore? I just want to have fun with you guys. And that will be the season. That is all we would get. Thank God. Thank God for Sutton and Garcelle, because every episode gets better and better because of the work that they are doing. I feel like Bravo needs to sign them to a 3-season deal. I know they did like a 2-season with Denise. Y'all need to give them a 3-season deal. Y'all need to lock these ladies in, because if you do not lock these ladies in and they go somewhere else or they tie themselves to another project, you will have no show. Your show will go the way of Dallas. And what's happening to Dallas right now? Dallas has been put on what? Pause, for good reason. I'm sorry. It wasn't good, guys. Dallas was not good. And I think they were having a really hard time weeding out racists. And the problem is when you have a racist cast, right? Or you have racist people in your cast and you have people who are not racist on your cast, but they allow that behavior and allow certain things to be said. It creates a very toxic environment for somebody who that person or those couple of people are racist towards, right? Whose community they dislike. Because when they get around them, those things will come up. And because they've never been challenged in the groups that they were in, they will think that everything is okay or that everybody agrees, because your silence is compliance, right? If you're quiet about it, they think you agree. Unless you buck up and say, no, this is not the case, they won't feel comfortable talking like that in those settings. And because Dallas did not weed out the mess early on, this is what happens. You get somebody like that, that I forgot her name, but the lady who's Mexican. But I feel like I'm not Mexican, so I really can't make that call. But for me, she looked white passing, right? I will say that just from my observation. I didn't know from watching the show, and I wasn't really invested in it. So I just didn't know that she was Mexican, right? How I knew that she was Mexican was at the clips of that lady, and this Mexican over here, the Mexican is speaking. Oh my God. How that lady didn't fight her, I don't know. But that's how I found out. And then I forget the crazy lady's name who was saying it, but the way she was saying it, you knew exactly what she meant, right? And then to remove her, the problematic lady, out of that environment, right? And not also remove the people who probably agreed or were silent, which is compliance, to not remove them from that group and then throw an Asian woman into that environment. What the hell were you thinking? What the hell were you thinking? I told you guys I was going to review Dallas because I really did like Dr. Tiffany Moon. 3 episodes in, my stomach was I was just sick watching it. I felt so bad for her. And I could not see a way to make that funny. I said all that to say that's what would happen to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills if Sutton and Garcelle was not on there, just because they would have given you nothing. And the fans were already pissed off with last season, right? They gave us nothing, right? So to come back and give us nothing again, they would have been in the same situation as Dallas. And Dallas is on what? Pause. Okay. So I think that's what happened to the show. And so the show, right? All these ladies, Lisa Rinna, you may not like her, so you better thank her. You better thank her because she is keeping you gainfully employed because you would not have a show had it not been for Garcelle and Sutton. They showed up to work, and I am so proud of them. Andy signed them to a 3-season deal because if you lose these ladies, I don't know if you'll get this momentum back for your show because they are getting up there with the Real Housewives of Atlanta views. And even when Atlanta is in the garbage, nobody was catching them. Beverly Hills is catching them. Beverly Hills is catching them. Stay woke. I'm team Sutton and Garcelle, and Crystal is starting to come around. She's starting to come around. We'll see. We'll see how she plays out. I'm going to wait to see how Crystal turns up at the reunion to see if I'm team Crystal. Not yet there yet. You're playing the fence too much for me, sweetie. And you're playing the fence for stuff that isn't like, that you should be direct on, in my opinion. But what I'm loving about Sutton and Garcelle is that they see right through the Scissor Sisters, the Scissor Sister clique. Like they see right through it. And unfortunately for the ladies, as long as they stay on this supporting Erica train, no matter what, listen, be a great friend, right? But if your friend does something awful, you got to take a stance. You got to take a stance at some point. I'm not saying kick them when they're down, but if your friend is in some mess, you need to acknowledge that. Now, in any other situation, it wouldn't be on, oh my God, what's going on? Hey, Stephanie, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you, my love. All for love, your reviews, lady, and love you too. Thank you so much. Thank you. So what I was basically saying is that had it been any other situation, you would not be having to defend your friend on camera, but you signed up for this show to put your life on camera. So basically you are taking us behind the scenes, right? Because I always say, even if my friends mess up, I might not check my friend the way you want me to, but just know behind closed doors, I'm getting them together in love. Because that is still somebody that if I want to continue a relationship with them, I will speak to them in a certain manner, right? But unfortunately for these ladies, you take us behind closed doors. So we as viewers need to see that if you don't feel that way, if you're not really supporting the scamming and the mess and, the lies that, let's be honest, that Erica has been saying. Because if you watch the season back, Erica, her story has never remained the same. It's always been added and it's always changed. So with you ladies not addressing that, it's starting to look like either you knew or you're benefiting, or you are just supporting her no matter what. No matter how many victims come out, you're still going to be on this woman's side. Listen, I love a ride or die friend, but you're going to have to check it at some point because I feel like the ladies are going to sync with Erica. The ladies are going to sync with Erica, and what will probably happen is they all will sync with her on this season, and then at the reunion, because right now the season has already been filmed, right? So they can only, when they're in scenes, they can only think about what they think the viewers will think of them in this moment. So probably a lot of them are just like, well, last year we were awful to Denise, so we need to support Erica. I think that's where they're coming from because Lisa Rinna said that on Watch What Happens Live. She was just like, I've learned. So I'm trying to do better on this season. So I think we'll probably see them doing all of that, trying to maybe redeem themselves from last season. But I don't think that they're aware that at this point, the viewers know everything about Tom and the victims and all of that. And now everybody has made a decision. And it's just like, this is awful. You guys are supporting this mess and comforting this woman and speaking kind of Tom. The only one who is not speaking kind of Tom is Garcelle. And they all act shocked when she said F Tom. So I think they may sync. But I think from watching this show, taking everything in and watching the viewers and how everything has come out, I think the smart ones will sing a different tune at the reunion. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see who is still Team Erica and who at this point will take the stance inside with the victims. We'll see. We will see. The reunion is this reunion. This is the best Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion since the bunny, since Kim gave that bunny back. This reunion is going to be fire. Hopefully, it will not be a Zoom reunion. So, Andy, do what you got to do now, because this needs to be an in-person reunion. Sutton, my girl, Ponzi scheme, has been doing her research, right? So she at this, meeting that they were all having, she was just saying basically that Erica, the math ain't mathing for Sutton. The stories are not adding up. She's just like, I've done my research and I've listened to Erica. Every time we've sat down with Erica, every time she's come in with the story, it's been different. Nothing is consistent, but my research is consistent, and I don't want to be involved or around somebody like that. You got to listen how Sutton is speaking, right? Sutton is speaking in wealth. Sutton is speaking in wealth. What Sutton does not want is for the feds to call her up and have her be put in a situation where she'll either have to test it, because first of all, I don't think none of these ladies realize that all of them can be called up. All of you fools can be called up. I would be like Kathy and Sutton in this situation. But anyway, I think that Sutton realizes that if she continues to be in community with Erica, quite possibly she could be called up, right? And if she refuses, or if she says yes, it's not going to go well for her in any capacity. Because if she refuses, the feds can clearly go looking through herself, and I'm telling you right now, there is no wealthy person in this world with clean hands. It does not exist. It does not exist for anybody to be wealthy. It's easy to be rich in America, but to be wealthy, you have had to done something that will disenfranchise some community down the line. It is what it is. Welcome to capitalism, right? So you don't want the feds looking through your stuff. You don't want to be put in a position where you either have to testify against somebody and look like a snitch, look like somebody that people cannot trust. If you're in a tough situation, this is what you do. Or you say no, and the feds start looking through your stuff. And they start looking through your taxes, and they start looking through who you accept money from into your LLC. She don't want that. So she came in with her purse and her fur, and she said, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be associated with her. I don't want people to not listen. I'm on a board, okay? I'm on several boards. Sai says, you're not getting me in this mess. You can get somebody else. You're not getting me. And Kathy was right there with her. Kathy, now all of a sudden, Kathy has been fun and quirky, right? Now all of a sudden, Kathy is almost out of her damn mind. Now, if you take it back from when we first met Kathy to where Kathy is now that all of this stuff is happening, Kathy don't know nothing. She don't even know what day it is, what room she is. No, I said gorilla because, gorilla, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It means like chicken. Now she's out of her mind. She don't know what she's saying. Come on, Kathy. I see. I'm telling y'all have to look at this situation through wealth. I see exactly what is going on. Sutton is just telling the feds right now, I don't know nothing and I don't want to be associated with this chick. Kathy is doing I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know if I'm filming a show. Come on, Kathy. Come on, Kathy. And also, Kathy is very smart because she set y'all up in the beginning when she said, my husband tells me to sign stuff. I never read it because it's my husband. I love and I trust him. So she's covered. If that man does anything, that woman is covered because roll back the tape. I told the world that he gives me stuff all the time to sign and I just sign it. I don't even ask. I don't even read it because he's my husband. I love him and I trust him. Cleared. The woman is smart. She's playing very dumb, but the woman is very smart. Anyway, let's move on. Another thing I want to talk about is Sutton. When she sat down with the ladies, Sutton was just like, now we're going to have to believe something, right? And it's very hard for me to believe that Erica, who has told us that she was so smart, she was a smart and sharp lady this entire time. But now, when it gets to something like this, she wants us to believe that she's a dumb blonde. Like she doesn't know what's going on. She had no idea. She doesn't read anything. But we have seasons of you saying that you know everything that's going on, that that's your money, that y'all sit down and y'all discuss things together. So what is it, right? Now you are dumb blind because it's millions and millions of dollars and possibly jail time on the line. I'm not hating. I would do the same thing too, right? But I would not sue the victims. I would not try to prevent them from getting their money. That's where we're different. But Sutton is just like, I just can't believe that now. It's very hard for me to believe that Erica is just dumb right now. But she's been this genius all the way up until then. But here, when we get to this, she's dumb. She don't know nothing. Very hard for me to believe. And Sutton, I'm right there with you, Detective Sutton Strack. And speaking of the situation, right? I am not somebody who wants to pile on somebody like Garcelle. I'm not going to kick somebody when they're down or pile on them. I will say, from what I've seen, Erica, let's be real, has been extremely cold. Erica has been cold on Twitter. She's been cold on Instagram. She's been cold. Does she have a Facebook? I don't know if I follow her on Facebook, but she has just been cold. The way she has handled this situation has, it's not the best. I wish she had a PR person who would help her through this process because it just has not looked good for her, right? In saying that, I have seen some things that people have said about her on her social media platforms or just under the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills hashtag. And it's just like, would you want the same to be done for you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not in any way saying that, you know, all of this is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I absolutely don't know if she knew about this or not. My issue with Erica came when I had to not stop defending her. I wasn't. But when I finally had to like take a side and take a stance and be like, this is wrong, was when, and it is documented, guys, when it came out that she, because this is the thing, right? Erica, you can't say that you didn't know, right? You can't say that you didn't know about these victims when there's court documentation from your lawyers filing on your behalf, trying to stop the victims from taking money out of your LLC. That is stolen money. If you would have just stayed out of it, if you would have been like, you know what, I will be affected by this, but that does not matter. If those illegal funds were put into my LLC, they need to take them. Whatever is left, let them have it. That's where I just feel like that's probably how you should have went about this, to find out about this stuff, because at some point you found out, and you found out in enough time to immediately, you know, file against the victim so that they don't receive money from you that Tom put into and invested in you. And at that point, I was just like, oh, girl, I can't rock with you on that, because now you know, and you're choosing to do more harm to the victims. That's my issue. But I don't want to like make a situation worse for, like, even if you do wrong, right? It's just still hard to just see people in something like that. So I don't, like Garcelle, I don't want to kick a woman when she's down, but it's just like, you knew, and that was your action. I can't rock with you there. Before I go on, what's up, Decon C? Decon T said Sutton wants it on record, yep, for all the feds watching the show, that she's not at these scams. Kathy did the same, and simply said, I don't know her. And now she's just out of her mind. Come on, Kathy. Thank you, Decon T. Thank you so much for the super chat. Well, at least Rinna in this episode lets the fan base know that she does not care, right? She said she doesn't care how she comes off. She said, I don't care what you think of me. I'm supporting my friend. I know people are going to say, well, you should have did that to Denise, your friend of 20 years. I didn't. I'm doing it now with my friend of 5 years. She's very aware of how she's going to look. I don't think she anticipated this kind of backlash. Because if you go on Twitter while this show is airing, a lot of people got a lot of stuff to say about Erica, but right behind her is Rinna. So I don't think that she anticipated this this kind of backlash, but she's saying, I'm supporting my friend no matter what. And I don't care how you guys feel about that. And the only thing I could think of is, I wish she would have done that with Denise. Why was it so hard to do that? It's giving, you never liked her. I think you never liked Denise. I think if you look back, like I'm in, I know about this, right? I know about this industry. I work in it, not to the capacity I want, but I'm in it and I know some stuff. For at least 20 years, Denise Richards was that girl, right? Rinna was not. Rinna was not able to cross over into A-list areas like Denise was, right? She wasn't able to, just do, the things in the industry that Denise was able to do, right? Not saying that Rinna ain't work, and she has her moments, right? But to be honest, career-wise, her biggest achievement was marrying Harry Hamlin, who was an A-lister at that time, right? So with or without Charlie, Denise was that girl. And to see the way she treated that woman over some baseless allegation, that should not have even been an allegation, because we just never really tap into how homophobic this attack on Denise was, right? Because I'm just like, one, if this woman is not out, right, as a bisexual woman, you're doing that on national TV, right? Two, the way they talked last season about Denise and Brandy possibly having sex was not of shock. It was like in a gross kind of way. And I was like, y'all lucky y'all got away with that. Y'all real lucky y'all got away with that. But it's just the way she treated Denise. It just gave me, I never really liked her. I was a friend to her because being in community with somebody like that who was always booked and busy is always good. Let me tell you something. If you're an actress and you ain't working, get around people who are. You will start working. That's just how it is. If you're in that circle, you will work. So it was giving, let me be around this person who has opportunities and stays booked and busy. So maybe that could trickle off on me, and also remain close to somebody who's connected in some form of way, right? Just a real fake Hollywood relationship. But when I see a downfall, I salivate in that because I never liked her. I always hated that she was always the one that would do better than me. Because let's be very clear, if they went into an audition, you were always going to pick Denise Richards. So they probably saw each other at a lot of auditions. They probably were, going up against each other for a lot of roles. And it always went to Denise because at the end of the day, Denise just had more star power. That's what it's given, Rinna. Because I just couldn't fathom how quickly she turned to her. And I was just like, wait a minute, she probably was never your friend. You were probably never a friend to her. And you probably enjoyed this. So that's why you were so gung-ho about spreading this rumor and having her own it and getting to the bottom of it. You never really liked the girl. At your big age, you still holding on to child. Anyway, let's get to this dinner party that brings everything out. Garcelle shows up first. And all I want to say is Kyle and Garcelle had a really fun girlfriend moment. And they were, they were hyping each other up, gassing each other's outfit. And then they just got right into the tea. Have you talked to her? Oh my God, all the stuff that's coming out, right? I was just watching them in this moment and I was like, damn, I wish that they could fix whatever issue that they have. And just really work on this friendship, because I feel like Garcelle and Kyle could really be interesting, could really be a fun and interesting relationship. I think the issue that they have is that Garcelle will not be hazed, right? Garcelle will not kiss Kyle's ring. And she has a problem with that because everybody else has done that, right? And Kyle has a problem that there's somebody on this show that she can't reign over, that she can't puppet, right? That she can't be the puppet master over. So that is the issue. But I feel like Kyle, everybody, even a bully, even a leader of a clique, They always have people on their level that they're friends with. And that's who Garcelle is going to have to be for you, right? You're not going to be able to run her. And you just have to acknowledge that and just work on this friendship, because I think you two could be really, really a force on that show. And also for me, I don't know if it's the same for anybody else, but I'm interested in Kyle when she's with Garcelle and they're in a good place. I'm interested in their scenes, right? I'm suddenly interested in what Kyle is doing. Outside of Garcelle, I disengage. I'm disengaging when I see Kyle in scenes outside of Garcelle. I'm not interested because I just feel like Garcelle makes her a better character on this show. She's really interesting, and she really not like, I don't want her on there taking Kyle to task, but she just don't play in these reality TV show games, right? And I like that because we get to see real Kyle. We don't get to see Puppet Master. We don't get to see this fake facade that she has put on as this, innocent housewife. We get to see her be messy. We get to see her do some gossiping. We get to see levels, and we don't get levels outside of Garcelle. She makes you a better character on the show, and I hope y'all fix the situation, because without her, baby, I'm disengaged. I'm disengaging from scenes that you are not in with Garcelle. Let's move on to this dinner that Kyle didn't cook. Clearly, you had two people in there who catered the event, but okay. And let me tell you something. People who are hosting dinner parties or whatever, if you invite people over, please cook that food, prepare that food, serve that food like how you would want a waiter to serve your food. I don't care if it's in your kitchen. I don't care if it's in the pots that you cooked in. I don't care if it's using the utensils that you bought to use in your home. Please cook it like you would want a cook, a chef to cook your food, and serve it how you want a waiter to serve your food. Because Kyle digging into that turkey and eating it, this is good. Get your hands out of that turkey. I was so disgusted. I said no. Like, let me tell you something. When I'm cooking stuff for me, yes, I'm eating. I'm trying stuff. When I'm cooking stuff for other people, I have my cooking spoons so I can taste the sauce. Everybody, does everybody have that? Like when you're cooking for other people, you have like your cooking spoons. I just have a bunch of small spoons that I put in a little cylinder. Hope that's the right terminology, to taste the sauce or to taste the food, to make sure it's ready. But I don't put that back in the food, right? I don't put it back in the food. I put it in the sink or the dishwasher. And then if I have to taste something again, I do, because I'm cooking for other people. And this is how I would want people to cook for me. And I serve it a certain way because this is how I want people to serve me. Digging in that stuff, all over the meat and everything, smelling it. This smells delicious. Get your hands out of that food. Stop letting people in your kitchen. Stop letting people in your kitchen because they see the real you, and it is not cute. Anyway, Teddy caught a lot of strays this episode. Poor thing. She was just invited to the dinner, and oh my goodness, they were just dragging her in them confessionals, specifically Garcelle. Garcelle was like, what did she say? Garcelle said she's an annoying little gnat. My God, Garcelle, I love you. Girl, you're going to have to learn to filter sometimes, because why? Teddy is uber sensitive. I know she probably was crying to Kyle about that episode, just like, why did she say this about me? Even if it's true, Garcelle is something. Please don't say it about Teddy. She so easily runs to being a victim. It's just not worth it. But Garcelle does not hold back. And listen, I would say things a little differently, but you need a call out person on this show. And that is who Garcelle is. Sutton is a detective. You need a detective, Megan King Edmonds, in on every show. You need somebody who is going to do the research. You need somebody who's going to be in them confessionals and just be like, this doesn't make sense. Because on Thursday, she said this. When we got to the girls' trip, she said something different. I wonder what that is. And also, somebody who went to high school with her back in 1978, they inboxed me and they told me, you need somebody like that, right? So you need a detective, right? But you also need a call-out girl, a girl who's going to sit there at the table and say, well, you didn't say that Saturday. I love them. They are such great additions to this show. Again, I wouldn't say some of the things the way Garcelle says something, but she is a call out girl on this show, and every show needs them. Every show needs a call out girl, and that is who Garcelle is. Real quick, let's just talk about how messy and fake women are, and I love us for it, right? So all the ladies are finally there. The last person to arrive is Erica. So all the ladies are like, oh my God, did you hear more? Yeah, I read that too. Yeah, and I called my husband and I talked to him about, I got my lawyers and my forensic team and we all had the whole conversation. Did you talk to her? I didn't talk to her last. I don't know. I'm just so confused. I don't know what's going on. Erica opens the door. They all go, hey! Like y'all was just not talking about this lady. All of them is having this conversation about Erica. That door opens. Hey, how are you? Nope, keep that same energy. It's like, oh, women are so good at being fake. I'm telling you, nobody is better than a woman being fake. Nobody. That's why men are always so shocked when we break up with them. Like everything was going so good. No, we made up in our mind 6 weeks ago that this relationship was going to end. But we know how to let men down a certain way, because if we just go in and say, hey, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, I just feel like we've grown apart. I would like to, break up and end this relationship. We know you're probably going to kill us, right? So we got to, ease out of the relationship. But baby, we've been out of that relationship for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, we've been done. Our exit plan has already been, prepared. We got our mother waiting outside the door. We have been slowly moving stuff out of the apartment, baby. Can't nobody do it like us. Anyway, so Erica walks into this dinner, and as soon as she gets her plate and sits there, because everybody's like, oh my goodness, hi, oh, rubbing her back, I know it's so hard, oh, you're a champ. Soon as she sits down, Sutton is just like, well, Erica. I love Sutton. Sutton gets to it. Stuff is not adding up. Oh my God, Sutton would not let Erica up for air, and she did it in such a nice, nasty, wealthy white woman way, and I ate it up. I ate it up. So she sits down and Sutton tells her, she says, there's some inconsistencies in your story. What I was not expecting was Crystal to say, yeah, can I just speak? Yeah, because when we were talking about Tom and his Alzheimer's, I opened up to you about my dad, and I told y'all 2 reviews ago that Crystal was going to feel some way when she finds out that she's getting played by Erica, because she opened up to her about losing her father to Alzheimer's and all the pain that she endured watching that happen to her father. So I knew Crystal was going to feel some way. And she was like, yeah, I opened up to you about that. We really shared that moment, but just hearing what I'm hearing now, it's just not adding up for me. I said, okay, Crystal, I'm here for it. Keep it up, sis. Keep it up. So as Crystal is talking about the inconsistencies and basically how she feels played by Erica, Erica's just like, well, I've only known about this stuff for, just a few years. I only knew the litigations are about these things are just only happening now. Like, I was unaware about all of this stuff that was going on. And something was just like, well, the plane crash victims, that was 10 years ago. So, and Erica was just like, well, the litigations about them are just happening now. And Sutton goes, oh yes, January 2020. I know, because I read the article. I love her. I love that woman. Sign it to a 3-season deal, Andy, because this is the thing, right? When she says this to Erica, oh, but that was 10 years ago. Like she has already studied. So Erica, everywhere you think you're going to go, Sutton is already there waiting with notes, right? So Erica goes, well, I didn't know about any of that stuff. And Sutton was like, well, this was 10 years ago, right? And then Erica's like, well, the litigation just happened now. And Sutton, while stroking her arm, oh yes, honey, January 2020. I know, I read the article. Divine, Andy, bring her back. Divine. Sutton has done all of her research. There's nothing that Erica can say. She has already come to the conclusion. And now, not only do I believe that she's done her research, she also knows some insider stuff, but she's only saying a little bit, just a little bit, because, well, there was a rumor. She's going to be doing that for the rest of the season. Well, I did hear another rumor while I was at my charity for Ladies Who Lunch. You know, she's going to come up with all kinds of stuff. And I did hear, don't know if it's true. Oh, she knows everything because rich people talk, wealthy people talk, right? They gossip more than the brokies, okay? So she knows everything. So there's nothing that Erica can say because Sutton already knows the answer. She blacked mom the hell out of this dinner. She sure did, and I appreciate her for it. So Dorit then, this is when Garcelle shows up, right? Because Garcelle, this whole episode is like, just making faces, not really saying anything. But for some reason, Garcelle had time today for Dorit. So Dorit is like, oh, darling. Oh, we feel so sorry and terrible for you. And you're right. We should not be asking these questions. Oh, we've gone too far with the question asking, darling, because I'm so hurt for you. And I feel so bad for you, darling. And Garcelle goes, you ain't say that Saturday. And I guess Dorit didn't hear her because Garcelle was like, you ain't say that Saturday. You did not say. Garcelle wanted Dorit to hear her. She was not playing. She said it 3 times until Dorit was like, well, darling, Garcelle. To be a fly. This is what I want, right? To be a fly on the wall at one of these dinners. This is the iconic housewives dinner parties that we're used to. This kind of mess. So Dorit couldn't get herself together because she was trying to throw Sutton under the bus. Then Garcelle threw her under the bus and Erica looked at Dorit shocked, right? Because I do believe, Sutton, you were very right. I do believe that after you sat down with the ladies then got together and said, this is what we are going to do. And this is how we are going into this dinner. We are going to support Erica at all costs because everything has changed. All the energy, all the questions, everybody at that meeting that Sutton put together, everybody was concerned. Everybody was just like, I feel like Erica ain't telling me the truth. Then as soon as everybody gets in front of Erica, the only people who have not changed their stance are the people who are outside of the scissor circle of the Sister Sisters clique, right? Those are the only ones who have a difference of opinion from when they, who have the same opinion from when they sat down on Saturday. All of a sudden, all of these ladies now have one solid opinion and idea of the situation. They got together outside of you, Sutton, Garcelle, and Crystal, which is why y'all need to link up and run this damn show. Guys, can somebody get this to them? You are the future of Beverly Hills. You can run it. The fans got your back. They put this show on for us. And Kyle ain't running nothing. We are. Get together, please, and run this show like we've been asking you to all season. Oh, hold on, before I go on, I feel like I got a super chat. Hey, Alex. Alex said, I think Garcelle got annoyed by the fakeness. Absolutely. Also, it was Kyle, Lisa, and Dorit trying to point at Sutton. Dorit was just the closest. You're absolutely right, Alex. You're absolutely right. Wait, I didn't know if you heard that. But let's be quite clear. Kyle, she was on that fence. She was on that fence because Kyle was just like, oh no, as your friend, I would, child, a product that I wanted is back in stock. Let me hurry up. Because Kyle was just like, oh, as your friend, Erica, of course I don't believe that, but we need to know if this is true. She's always, say what you want about Kyle. She is dry on the show, but she's smart. She is smart. So after Dorit tries to throw Sutton under the bus, and then she gets thrown right back under the bus by Garcelle. Dorit again throws Sutton right back under the bus again. And then, because it's like a back and forth at this point between Dorit and Sutton. It ends with Dorit saying, it ends with Dorit saying, "Oh, we've all sought legal counsel," because Erica was just like, "Has everybody, sought legal counsel about what's going on with me? Because how is this affecting you? Like, Sutton, why would you seek legal counsel?" She was just like, "Well, we've all done it." And the whole table got quiet because Erica was just like, "Have you guys all talked to like legal counsel about my situation there?" And everybody at the table was just like, and then Sutton was like, "Dorit?" And Dorit was like, "Well, yes, I talked to my husband." And Erica rolled her eyes because she wanted to say something about that husband, but she didn't. But she didn't, because she realizes that she can't be on outs with nobody right now. So Erica is being a lot kinder than any of us have expected her to be, because she can't. She can't have any enemies, because the last thing you want to do is be in a situation like this and make an enemy on this show. They will tell all your business. So she was very right to pipe down, have a very calm attitude at this dinner, because it's just not going to go well for her. So she cannot have any enemies at this table. And so then after Dorit, after Dorit and Garcelle are at it, and then she tries to throw something back under the bus, Dorit now realizes that there's a break in her relationship right now of trust with Erica. And Dorit is like, "I'm so sorry," like apologizing, saying that we all really care about you, and people who are doing all of this they should not be doing all of that about you. And then Sutton goes, "Well, let's talk about the $20 million elephant in the room." I watched this whole episode like, Sutton, let's talk about the $20 million elephant in the room. Oh my gosh, she's so good. Her and Garcelle as a super team, bravo. So this episode pretty much ends with Garcelle saying F Tom, right? Because at the end of the day, Garcelle and Sutton is doing the work for us, right? Because the rest of the ladies is making Erica out to be the victim, when there are far too many more important real victims who are not being talked about here. So what I love about Garcelle and Sutton, what they did this episode, is continue to make it about the real victims and not the ladies trying to victimize Erica, because this whole time Erica, like, Tom has been abusive, he's been cheating, he has dementia, he has superpowers because he can survive, lying in the ditch for hours and having brain injuries, cracking his back and collarbone and snapping his ankle, but still be wise enough and still be strong enough to cheat on her with multiple women. It's not making sense, right? And she's making herself the victim, which is why Sutton and Garcelle feels like she's still in communication with this man, because Garcelle said it. Garcelle was like, "I get Erica probably not knowing, right? Where's the anger? Why are you not mad at this man?" Because if you listen to how Erica talks about Tom, even when she's trying to drag him, she still talks about him in high esteem, right? Which makes it seem like you want to be removed from the situation, but you don't want to mess up that relationship. And I think that's what Garcelle and Sutton is seeing, which is why probably they both do not believe her, which is why probably a lot of people do not believe you. But this episode basically ends with Garcelle saying F Tom, and all the ladies being shocked. This is the thing, like, y'all can't keep up with your lies, because Garcelle said if what Tom actually did, if what people are saying that Tom did is actually true, then F Tom. Why are you all at this table? Why are y'all shocked by that? Why are y'all looking at Erica like she's going to do something about Garcelle saying F Tom, the man that she has said has been abusive to her and is cheating on her and has done all of these awful things? Why are y'all so shocked by that? And like Lisa Rinna, well, why is that your reaction and not, yeah, F him? We're so sorry, girl, that happened to you. Why is that? Is it because you know that she's still in communication with him? Is it because you know that that's still her husband at the end of the day? No matter what goes down, they still have a strong relationship because she talks about him to y'all, but not the other ladies that are on the outs of the Scissor Sister circle, clique. it's not the way they're acting. I'm like, y'all have to know something, because why was that your reaction? Why wasn't your reaction to jump in with Garcelle and be like, yes, F him, screw him. I can't believe he's done that. This is absolutely awful. Y'all know something. And y'all probably know something that Erica told you when she sat down with y'all after y'all sat down with Sutton, Garcelle, and Crystal. Because I'm telling you, Garcelle was on it. Garcelle was like, these girls, it looks like, Sutton was just like, these girls, it looks like they had a meeting after we had our meeting. And now everybody has changed their tone. I happen to agree with her. And I also happen to agree with Garcelle, because Garcelle said it on camera as well. She was just like, are we concerned about the actual victims here? Because even Kathy was just like, Erica's not a victim. The actual victims are victims. And Garcelle was just like, are we concerned? Because, not a lot of you guys are acting like it. And then they all tried to get upset. Oh, no, we are. We absolutely are. And Dorit, I was saying on Saturday that I was concerned about the victims. Really? Now you remember what you said on Saturday? Now all of a sudden you remember everything that you said on Saturday, but you quickly forgot what you said on Saturday when Garcelle said that's not what you said on Saturday when you was lying to Erica. Garcelle and Sutton and maybe Crystal are the future of this show. And if Bravo don't get on it, they're going to have another pause. They're going to have another pause show, because they are the future. We got our detective. We got our call out girl. And if Crystal really wants to be that girl, she can be that girl. Crystal will be the girl who can read, but also not read in just a confessional, but read in battle. I love me some Sutton, but the way Crystal got Sutton together and never broke a sweat, iconic. I sat there smiling. Didn't break a sweat. But you got to believe in yourself, girl. You got to believe in yourself. You got to hold your ground. You three could really take this show to new heights. New heights. I hope y'all get together like the Sister Circle clique. I hope y'all get together, and I hope y'all, do y'all meetings and research and all of that stuff, because they doing that against y'all. And if y'all all come back for another season, just believe that, just know they're having it out for all of y'all. Be aware, unless Crystal decides to, join the clique. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, next week, Dorit is going to try to come for Garcelle, and it will not go well for her. Ciao. I'm going to talk about this episode for 10 minutes. Then we're going to get into the Real Housewives of Beverly, New York. Beverly, New York. What are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Let me. Oh, wait. What? We got a super chat. Hey, Miss Gigi. Hey, Miss Gigi. Miss Gigi said, hold up now. The buzzer has been fixed. Hey, Nikki and the Star fan. Yes, thanks to our beautiful Star family member, Donna. Thank you so much. The buzzer is fixed. I actually got a new one because I could not fix the buzzer. But we got a new one. Thank you so much, Donna. And thank you so much, Miss Gigi88. Thank you. I'm going to scroll up and get some older comments. And then I'm going to come to the current ones. Monique Adams said, Sutton said in the after show that she believed that Lisa Rinna told Erica about the meeting they had. I believe so too. I believe all of them. If they didn't all get together in person, they got together on FaceTime. They got together on a Zoom. I think all of them, except for Kathy, got together. I think Kathy, Garcelle, Crystal, and Sutton were not a part of this meeting, but I think they got together. I think they got together and said that this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to be. We're going to protect her at all costs. And they were not ready to be called out by Garcelle and Sutton. They were thrown off by that. Hey, Momi. Momi said, oh, it's also cayenne pepper in here. I'm starting to feel it. Momi said, yes, Sutton has info. That's why Erica snaps at her in later episodes. Her acting all tired and weary and hyperventilating through the forced tears is going swiftly out the window. Sutton is going to keep her on her toes. And I'm just, listen, I would like 3 more episodes from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then I just want to get to a reunion. I want a reunion. I need to see it. I need to see where everybody is at now. Now. Hey, Jonas. Jonas said Rinna tipped off Erica. Tipped Erica off what was spoken of at the dinner. She ain't slick. She told her to come prepared. The girls are on your neck, honey. I absolutely agree. IA said the sisters are no match for Garcelle and Sutton. Not at all. Sutton and Garcelle came with facts and printouts. Yep. I'm telling you, that group. And it seem like Kathy is team Garcelle. Because when Garcelle was speaking about what was being said, and Kathy was just like, yeah, because like she was chiming in and helping Garcelle remember stuff that was said. I was like, Kathy, what side are you on? You're not on the side of your sister. Shotavia said, I can see it now. Sutton and Garcelle equal Jordan and Pippen. Absolutely. Oh my God. With Camille hitting the 3-pointer like Paxton. Could you imagine Sutton, Garcelle, and Camille at that dinner? Oh, drinks would be flying. They would be breaking glasses. Oh, baby. That's who you need. That's when they got rid of Camille, that's what we were missing. We were missing a call-out girl. All of these housewife shows need that. You need a call-out girl. You need a detective. You need a bone carrier. You need the kind friend who wants everybody to have peace. You need the comedic friend who is the one that like brings joy to every situation and is hilarious in her confessionals and all the scenes, i.e. Nene Leakes, right? Then you need the mother hen who is like a grind down, who is somebody who is a part of the friends group, but she's also older, so people lean to her for advice. So you need the young, out of control one that gets wisdom from the people who are older in the group, but also makes them have fun, makes them do things that they haven't done because they're moms and they're married. That is how these groups work, especially for reality TV. That is how they are supposed to work. That is why they are interesting. Without that, the seasons are boring. Hello, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, prior to Garcelle and Sutton. Hello, the Real Housewives of Orange County. How they don't have Detective Megan King Edmonds on that show right now baffles me. I'm so baffled that she has not been asked back to the Real Housewives of Orange County, because we have Heather, right? Who was the mother hen? Miss Manners, Miss Shamps. You have her, right? But now we don't have a call-out person. Now we don't have a detective. These new girls, who knows what they're going to bring? But it's far too many new girls, and it's not enough women who are actually friends with those women that can give us history and relationships. So I don't know how OC is going to work. I'm glad that Heather is back, but I don't think that Heather and Heather alone can save that show. Or we might have Tamra. I think Tamra might be a friend of the show. So if we have messy Tamra, we might have something. Hey, Marianne. Marianne said, Nikki, you got to do Erica's voice when she said, who else consulted? Who else? Wait, did she do the high-pitched thing? Who else consulted their lawyers? Because something was like, oh, no. We all talked to legal counsel. And then at the end, she's like, Erica, this is the thing. When Sutton is being messy, it's this, this voice that she gives, right? But when Sutton is like trying to be chill and relatable, she goes and gives Erica a gift. And she's like, Erica, I have a gift for you. All of a sudden, the accent is thick from one Georgia girl to another. Where was that at? Where was that at when you were saying, oh, yeah, January 2020? I know because I read the article. I love her. I love me some Sutton. Her and Garcelle, I mean, just wow. Wow, I got 2 super chats that I'm going to get, and then I'm going to go back to older comments. Decon T said Kathy is on the side of not going to jail. Absolutely. Not for these broads and not for her man. Mama said, I'm not built for prison. That was the wrong one. Here we go. Thank you, Decon C. Thank you. I gotta hurry up and get out of here. Hey, Tracy. Tracy said 1 missed super chat. Check Instagram. LS sent you something on Instagram. Like the live. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Tracy. Let me check Instagram. Let me check the gram. What the LS say? What the LS say? LS said, oh, this is, are you sure it was LS or Alex? I must have missed another. But this is the only one I have from you, Tracy. This is from Alex that I missed. So let me know. Can you send me LS? If LS did send me a super chat, can you send me that one? Hope I didn't miss that one too. Oh, but this is from Alex. Thank you, Alex. Alex said, Nikki, sorry to go off topic, but have you spoken of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City trailer? If yes, where? Thank you, Alex. I believe my last review, actually. I think my last review, I talked about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City trailer. I believe so. I believe so. If this wasn't that one, it was the one before. And it was always reality TV chat with the housewives. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Let me go up a bit. Let me go up a bit. To Alex again. Alex said, I think we have to give Erica some props too. The show is about her. She should keep her job. Her next storyline will be to be the poorest on Beverly Hills. Yeah. Right? I agree. I do think if I was her, I would not have done this season while everything is going on. I will come back after the dust is settled and my name is fully out of it. That's when I will come back to the show. But yes, she is a part of the show. You know, she should be able to come back and tell her story. However, Erica, you got to get with the PR person. The way you are handling this is just... not cute. Oh, LS says check my Instagram. What did you send me, LS? I got something from Zana. LS, are you Southern? Oh, are you? Is that you? Well, if it's not, this just tea is juicy. I just got something from one of you guys who sent me this that says details on how Erica's LLC spent $25 million. This is from the Real Housewives franchise. They said the lawyers for the trustees overseeing the Girardi case, the Girardi Keese timers on the Girardi Keese bankruptcy, found that Erica's company spent more than $25 million on her American Express bill, assistance, and glam squad, according to a legal demand letter sent to her lawyer. The letter, which was obtained by Page Six, messy boots, alleged that the money was transferred from her estranged husband, Tom Girardi's law firm, into Erica's company, EJ Global LLC. It notes that she is the sole owner of the company. The funds were distributed in the following way. Basically $15 million to an American Express card, almost $2 million at the McDonald-Selznick Association Agency, which describes itself as the first agency dedicated to represent dancers and choreographers exclusively. Almost $103,000 to Stephanie Shepard, almost $18,000 to Opus Beauty, an agency that represents the best and most influential sought-after artists in the business. Almost $9,000 to E5 Global Media, who publishes billboards on The Hollywood Reporter. Advertising, that makes sense. Almost $11,000 to the Los Angeles, to the LA Times magazine. Is this how you knew that those articles were coming out? That's why you left, so that the ladies didn't get that article notice while you were on camera. Listen, it worked. And almost $2 million on other unknown purchases. Ronald Richards is messy. Y'all send me stuff from him, and I'm like, dude. A lawyer representing the trustee told Page Six in a statement that Jane owes Girardi Keese over $28 million for her purchases plus interest. It is immaterial. Okay. Whether she knew her husband had improperly diverted funds from clients, Richard's statement added, what is relevant is that she received complete and total value for the receivable and formal demand for payment was sent. We are hopeful she backs up her on-air statements last night that the victims come first. Jane's attorney, however, told Page Six in a separate statement that Erica never had and does not have personal liability for any debts or obligations to EJ Global LLC, period. Her attorney also called the trustees' allegations a malicious and reckless publicity grab, as none of the payments and no money whatsoever went to Erica. That's where she messes up with me. That's where she messes up with me. Oh, thank you, JB says what? JB. Oh, you sent me the one about Alex. There we go. Thank you guys for keeping me on my toes, keeping me on track. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's what we have there. That's what we have there. Hey, Cameron. Cameron said if you watch Up and Adams live today, he had the attorney who's working on this case, and he said that the victims are actually eligible. Oh yeah, to sue Erica's glam. Actually eligible to sue Erica's glam squad for their money. Oh, everybody gonna start turning on people. Everybody's gonna start turning on each other. Oh my God. When it comes to money, friendships will be tested. Audrey O said Denise was a fan favorite and made more money than most of the cast. So Renda definitely didn't like her. Kyle too. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Ryan says, talking about Erica, you're basically BS Sutton. And Sutton says, and your problems. Yes, Sutton. I hope she doesn't break down and cry. Because I feel like somewhere in the trailer, I think we saw her cry. Sutton, I want you to stand strong. But see, Sutton is not used to fighting girls like Erica, right? Sutton is more like, wealthy shade. It's like, oh, can you believe she said that about me? Well, her husband left her. And that's what she does. Erica is just like, girl, what? Taking off her nails, pulling off her hoops. Erica has got it, and Sutton is not used to that. So I think that may intimidate her. Danny Virgo said, yes, Kathy was co-signing because she already told y'all, I don't know her. I was dying when Kathy was helping Garcelle with her remembering everything that happened. I was like, Kathy. Oh my God. Oh no. Gossip in the Grigio podcast. What's up? Said in the after show, Kathy said that she left the table crying for the victims. Come on, Kathy, stay consistent. Stay consistent. She's the smartest one at that table. Priscilla said, I remember when LVP was on Watch What Happens Live and she was asked about Erica and she goes, yes, I feel so terrible for the victims. She would have been great. LVP would have been great on this show. Damn. She would have been great this season. Alex said when Garcelle was asking if it was a competition between the ladies to show their loyalty to Erica, Kathy was like, and who knows her longer? Because Kathy was ready to let y'all know, I don't know her. I don't know her. Oh yeah, I got that super chat. Thank you so much, Tracy. Let me catch up. Carmen said, what about when Kathy dropped the mic and said, it's good practice? I'm telling you, just listen to Kathy's hot mic. She be saying a lot of stuff that none of the ladies catch. None of the ladies catch. Oh, Denise Richards is getting her life. She probably watches this show. She's probably early, right? To watching this show in her living room with her feet up while her husband is in the backyard talking to aliens. She got her feet up with her glass of wine and is getting her life. Ciao. The best revenge is when you don't even got to do nothing. The best revenge is when God just handled it for you. Yona said, with the way they threw Sutton under the bus, I now understand her paranoia at the cash trip about the whole texting under the table thingy. I see how you can feel unsafe in this group. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that she is very aware that she's an outsider and that bothers her. But I'm glad that she is friends with Garcelle because that doesn't Garcelle not being, wanted doesn't bother her like it bothers Sutton because Sutton was just like, "Did you speak to Erica?" And Garcelle was like, "Oh no, I didn't speak to her." So I was like, "Well, why didn't you speak to her? Why?" And Garcelle was like, "Oh, I just felt like it would have been weird. We waved or whatever. And that's enough for me." And Sutton was just like, "Are you going to say something?" And Garcelle was like, "No, I'm not going. I'm not going to go speak to her. Like we had a bad last time you met. It wasn't cool, so I'm good." And Sutton was just like, "Are you afraid, or are you gonna at some point say something?" Garcelle was like, "No, I don't care. I'm not afraid." Like Garcelle doesn't care. But I said all that to say that Sutton needs somebody like that because Sutton wants to be invited. That's how, these circles, that's how you're able to get into these circles. If you're able to be kind and friendly to everybody, and if you're friends with everyone, you're not left out of anything. Sutton doesn't want to be left out. Garcelle don't care. Because this ain't her group anyway. You know what I mean? That's not the group she's trying to be in. She's here because the show asked her to be. The show went looking for her. She didn't come looking for the show. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else showed up to the audition, but Garcelle. They came after her. So her introduction into the show is a lot different. She is somebody here who was requested and sought out. Everybody else auditioned. Audrey said, "We really need Camille. I hate that this has become the cow show, so Camille can't be a part of the group." Kathy called Garcelle a sweetheart and gave a warmer hello than she did to Dorit, and Dee was so jealous. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, African Rum Punch? What's up, Steph with an F? Said, as a Georgia girl, I can tell Sutton's accent is from the deep South, Georgia money, and she likes to pull it out when it's convenient or when she speaks to Erica. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to the replay gang. Give your girl about 15 minutes and I will be able to put the timestamps in. Hey, Kaylina. Kaylina said, "I agree. It was a huge mistake to come back this season." Yeah. If I was her, I would have came back when everything was done, when the dust was settled. I just think coming back now when it's happening and it's being filmed, because this footage can be used against her. I just don't think it was smart. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Shantavia. It was not a smart move. Hey, Ashley. Ashley says, "It's always the ones with the least to lose that have a problem with someone wanting to keep their wealth, i.e. Lisa Rinna and Sutton." Go Sutton. Absolutely. Hey, Dayla said, "Nikki, have you noticed that they don't have her on Rinna on the after show things that come on Bravo's YouTube channel? That they don't have her or Rinna." Oh, I haven't noticed that because I don't watch that show. I didn't even know they had an after show. Speaking of after shows, that Bravo chat room, cringe. It is cringe. Bravo, just pay YouTubers, podcasters, reviewers, just pay them to do that because you're trying to get people who are not naturally funny, who are not comics, who are not actors, who do not know how to host or hold an audience. It's really weird. It's obvious that they're reading stuff. Hey guys, welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and what's going down over at 90210. What do you think, Giselle? Well, what I think is, what the hell is going on? There's no natural flow. It's so weird. It's so cringe. Every time, because they put it onto by a DVR now. They attach it to the show that's recorded. Every time that show comes up, I'm like, ugh. No, it's just so cringe. I can't take it. My stomach is like, it's a knot watching that. Hey, Shad Pearl, what's up, my love? Said, "Imagine doing someone's makeup and the government comes and collect the money you made." Let me tell you something. I would be like, "Baby, I spent it. I ain't got it. But what do you want to know?" Oh my God, if that glam squad start turning on her like Jen Shah's glam squad, baby. It's Kima said, "I actually thought that they were going to cancel. I thought that they canceled that chat room. Who watches it?" Bravo is trying to make us watch it. Here is why. They don't want to They want to use the talent that they already have, right? Which makes sense because what they're basically trying to do is what I'm doing, right? They're trying to do what Danny Pellegrino is doing. They're trying to do what Rhony, the voice, is doing. They're trying to do what Scotty by Nature is doing, right? So they're trying to have their own panels. They're trying to have, their own talent comedically commentate on the episode that just happened. But these ladies are not naturally funny. You have to realize they only work in the controlled environments that they were put into in a space that they felt safe with their friends. One of the reasons why it works, why naturally funny people are like comedic talent or actors or hosts, the reason why it works for them, for us, when we do this is because we're trained in this, right? We do this all the time. We know about the fear, right? We've not been able to get over the fear, but we know that you got to take that fear by the neck and get on here and get on, your podcast or whatever, and do what you're doing because that talent is in you. So you got to F that fear and still do it. These ladies not only don't have that talent, they don't know how to deal with that fear. Because what that fear will do is trip you up. It will complicate things. You will look foolish. You will be in your head. And that's why it's so cringe for me to watch, because I see it happening. If they and you can tell they have like a script right off camera, especially with Portia. My God, today Portia was like leaning in, reading the script, and then coming back to like deliver the lines that we saw her like read. So Giselle, cringe. It's cringe. Now, pay people who do this professionally to do it on your network. I know you probably just want to use the talent that you already have because you already negotiated contracts and you already have this talent for a locked amount of time. So you want to keep them booked and busy on your channel so that they don't have any leeway to go anywhere else. I get it and I totally understand, but either cancel the chat room or bring in people who are good at this. Those ladies are not, and we just got to be honest. We just got to be honest. Alex said, but Bravo can't have a panel with the girls of the show that need to maintain relation with the ladies. The chat room needs comedians and maybe an old housewife. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's Kima said it would be cheaper to hire YouTubers. They could pay a few YouTubers less than they pay them all, reduce the budget by half. But then you have a space in your talent's contract. And you never, like with a network, if you hire talent, you never want to have them, you never want to make a contract in a way where they have time to go somewhere else. Because what they can do is take everything that they've built on your network and take it to another network for more money. You always want to keep them booked and busy on your network so that they do not have time to go build your competitor's channel. That's what they do. So they have them in these contracts for all this time, and they want to keep on using them for the time that they have them in the contracts. It would be a lot cheaper. It would go over a lot better if you use podcasters or YouTubers or comics or hosts. It would be a lot better, or somebody like a really funny housewife like Nene back in the day. It will go over a lot better, but because they got these ladies in these contracts, they're going to try to use them, and it's just not working. Hey, Jonas said, Karen, Huger, Dorinda, Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly is great. And Kenya Moore chat room will be more interesting and fun. Giselle is boring, and Portia is too. Never mind. That's not their talent. Like a Dr. Heavenly, naturally funny, has been working on camera, has been doing this, reviewing the shows on her own YouTube. She would be great. She would be great in a panel with Funky Dineva, Rhony, of course me, Danny Pellegrino. Like it would work better that way because these people know what they're doing. You have people who have no idea. What they do is watch people who can do this and think that they can do it and do it on Bravo, and it doesn't translate. No shade. You guys are great on the shows that you are in that environment, but when you take them out of that environment and put them in this environment and say, hey, go give us what this is, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Hey, Danny Virgo. Danny said, and they're too attached to give an honest and unbiased opinion, and I just don't care for either one of those efforts. Yes. All right, I'm going to highlight Oh shoot, these comments are going because I got to get out of here. I'm going to highlight Greta and two more, and then we're going to get out of here. Greta said, please, if I was on Erica's payroll, I would invite the feds over for lemonade and cookies. I would give them anything they ask. Yeah, I'm not going to prison, and I'm not losing my money for nobody. Nobody. I'm a Sutton to the mess. I'm a Sutton to the mess. Hey, Sierra. Sierra said they didn't do that with Nene. They took her opportunities away. I think Nene took her opportunities away. I think Nene took her opportunities away. I think she still could have those opportunities with Bravo if she's going to have to go on an apology tour and she's going to have to let it die out, give it some time. I think she could come back. If anything, I think we may see Nene on a housewife spinoff show, one of them All Stars. I think we'll see her there before we see her on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we may eventually see her on that show again. But there's so much healing and apologizing Lanithia is going to have to do. And if I was her, I would do it because that is where your bread is buttered. That's where your bread is buttered. If I was her, I would do it. Let me get It's Kima, and then I'm gonna get out of here. It's Kima said maybe Giselle can use that additional time. Oh my God. To build a better product. Why eyelashes? Why isn't she partnering with a bakery? Because even Karen says she's a great baker. Oh, that would be smart. That would be smart. That would be smart. Oh, Sierra said, no, babe, I'm not saying her opportunities with Bravo. I believe Bravo took away opportunities with other networks. This industry is small. I agree with you there. This industry is small. And if one industry, and I wouldn't say Bravo necessarily went out of their way to make it difficult for her, but I'm not going to lie and say that ABC and CBS wasn't looking to see how this whole situation went down. It was just like, yeah, I don't want that drama. You know what I mean? It's very easy to burn yourself in this industry because the people that control it are few and far in between. There's not a lot of people that run this. It's very small, normally a lot of families, absolutely white. You know what I mean? Absolutely anti-POC, anti-everything that will not benefit them. So it's very easy to burn your own bridges. And I think she did that. Let me get this super chat from Anika. Anika said, love you in Delaware. What's up, Delaware fam? Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh gosh, I gotta talk about New York. I gotta talk about New York. I gotta talk about Trey's hot uncle. Who else do I have to talk about? Child, let me get into New York real quick. Over here talking with y'all. What I gotta say about New York? Sonia was drunk out of her mind at this dinner, right? However, she was speaking facts to me, and she spoke her heart. And I think she said things that were more valid than what Ramona said. Listen, Ramona was a mess at this dinner. An absolute mess at this dinner. And towards the end of the dinner, she knew that she was a mess. So she goes around with this excuse. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm hungry. And that's why I spoke this way. Also, I've learned about myself during this dinner that I need to be more filtered. No, you realize that you went too far and you was in that kitchen getting them pigs in a blanket or whatever you were eating, and you were just like, I have to fix this. So you went back in there, but the damage was already done because Luann was watching you dig a grave for yourself. Luann was sitting there and she was just like, I couldn't believe it. And Ebony was like, oh, Luann, I'm so sorry. Luann was like, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm having a great time. Luann was like, oh, no, y'all going to take her out, not me. I won't agree with this mess. I will sit here and look shocked at the table with the foolishness, and I will stay squeaky clean and out of it. And she did just that. Ramona was done for. And how I knew that she was done for was because I didn't even watch the show. I mean, I have now, but when it premiered, I didn't have time to watch it. But people, on Twitter were lighting her up, specifically about the moment where she spoke over the Black woman who was speaking about medical racism and how she almost died giving birth because the nurses and the doctors did not believe that she was in pain and they assumed that she was a drug addict. That happens to all of us. It happened to me. It happened to me. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like my dentist did that to me. He was just like, no, you'll be fine. And I'm like, no, I need something for the pain. And he would not give it to me. I'm like, you just pulled a tooth out of my freaking skull and you won't give me anything? I couldn't believe it. Reported him and never went back. But anyway, it does happen to us. But when Ramona spoke over that woman, the whole fan base, even the ones who love her and agree with her views, were just like, she's gone too far. She's gone too far. This is too ugly. We cannot keep this woman on the show. To speak over that woman as she is speaking about her pain, and to say to her, well, this happened to me as well. What? I almost died giving birth. Like, Ramona, first of all, I don't believe it. I don't believe it because I don't believe the story. I don't believe that your nurse was Black. I don't believe any of it. I think you were just using that as a moment to shut that woman down because, like I said before, she does not want there to be any understanding and healing, because women like Ramona knows that she is able to live the life that she lives and to have the privileges that she has if these marginalized community never become the majority. Never make any peace, never work together to dismantle white supremacy. She absolutely knows that. So her whole goal this entire dinner was to create chaos. And when she created enough chaos, she went to the PA and said, call me an Uber, I'm ready to go. When she realized that she burned that dinner down and nothing could be built from it, that's when she was ready to go. And that is who Ramona is. She destroyed that dinner so much, nobody touched that delicious challah bread. I was looking at the bread like nobody. Let me tell you something. I used to tear some challah bread up during Kiddush, baby. Soon as we came out of the prayer, I was like, I'll have some. Thank you. Oh, so delicious, especially warmed up with a little bit of butter. Amanda. Thank you so much, Amanda, for the Venmo. Amanda said, I always have a great time during your lives. I appreciate this time before you are famous. Oh, thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you so much for the Venmo. Thank you so much. But yeah, Ramona knew exactly what she was doing. And when there was nothing that could be salvaged, she left. But yes, challah bread. We used to get chocolate challah bread. Chocolate chip challah bread. Delicious. You know what I was surprised by? And don't worry about my face. I'm actually going to push back Mad at First Sight for like, I think about 15. I want to push it back for about 15 minutes because there's two things that I do want to discuss with you guys before I let you go. With Ebony, I was really shocked that this whole episode, she was just like, me and Ramona are so much alike. Oh, I can't quit Ramona. I know that she's a good person. I don't understand the damage control that she was doing for Ramona. I didn't get why she felt like she needed to do that. I don't know if you felt like you needed to do that because you felt guilty, Ebony, that because you're bringing up stuff that you know this woman will be ignorant about. I don't know if you feel that way. You're trying to like apologize to her and be kind to her, even though maybe you're being pushed to push her to this, not push her to this limit, but to speak about things that you know that she will react a certain way to. I don't know if you're trying to apologize early on for that, or I don't know if you're trying to butter up somebody who may have a decision if you come back on this show, or I don't know, or maybe I don't want to believe that you actually believe that you are like her in some way. What the hell is that? Even Luann was like, you see yourself in Ramona? Why? Luann couldn't believe it. Even Luann was just like, where the hell do you see yourself in Ramona? Make it make sense, because it did not make sense to Luann at all. It didn't make sense to me either. I would love for her to hash that out, because that didn't make any sense to me. I will say, I don't think that at this moment the producers wanted Ramona off the show. But somebody there working on that show don't like her, because the fact that they had a highlight reel of how awful she has been to cast members for years, over a decade's worth of just awful moments of Ramona on hand, just ready to play in this episode. And any other time it would call for it, because they always play that episode where her and Bethany are walking over the Brooklyn Bridge and she is just telling Bethany about how awful her life is. They always have that moment handy. But then they had some moments from this season and a couple of other seasons, and they just put it into that highlight reel of how awful Ramona has been. I was just like, yeah, if she don't come back, I'm not shocked. If she don't show up at the reunion, I'm not shocked, because Ramona knows what she did. Ramona knows how she's going to look, and Ramona knows how it's going to be perceived. She knows. And I just would not be surprised if she doesn't show up to this reunion. Let's get to Luann. Before we get to Luann, like I already said before about Sonia, listen, the drinking is a problem for me, but I do think that she's a good person, because and I do think that she gets it, and I do think that she actually does do the work. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I did. Thank you so much for the super chat. Tracy said, push back Married at First Sight. I did Married at First Sight, family. I pushed it back to about 15 minutes. Decon T said, women like Ramona want to believe that they are successful in life only because of their merits. Yep. They don't want to see that their whiteness contributed to it, or they don't want to be shown that, because I think they know. I think Ramona is very aware of that, which is why she brought absolute chaos to this dinner. Nothing could be said. Nothing could be fixed. Nothing could be healed. No growth could happen. No unity. That is what she came there to do, to make sure none of that happens, because she knows, especially if these two communities can find any kind of unity, it's lights for her, and she knows that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Decon C. Thank you. So Luann sits down. I don't know why they keep on inviting Ramona to stuff. At this point, it's starting to look like, for me, it's starting to look like producers are now, making cast members pour Ramona into situations with people from marginalized communities or people of color where she's just going to be awful. And I think at this point they want like shock viewership, or like what people do with Fox News, like gross retweets and shock sharing is what I call it, where it's just like, I can't believe, like, you don't agree with this, you think this is absolutely awful, but you have to share it so that somebody else can watch this with you. I feel like that's where it's going at this point, because if Ramona did this at Black Shabbat, why would Luann invite her to sit down with the women that she has been working with, who have been incarcerated and, are rehabilitating their lives? Why would Luann invite her to this? I get why Ebony was there, but I didn't understand why Ramona was there. It did not make any sense to me, unless it's for shock value, because again, she was awful. Right? She was absolutely awful, because there was one lady talking about her addiction and how, she realized she had to get her life together because she was blacking out and not knowing what she was doing. Ramona tries to then make that moment about Sonia and trying to make it seem like she's an alcoholic and she has an issue. And I was really proud of Luann for shutting that down. I really, really was, because that's where Ramona was going. You are not her friend. Sonia, I don't know, 30 years of friendships. Did you really have 30 years of friendship with Ramona? Or was she really just being kind to you because of who you are and who you were at that moment? I think you got to reevaluate that friendship. I think she's more of your frenemy than your actual friend, because why she needed to make that moment about her and how she's dealing with somebody who has an addiction and who is out of whack. How could I deal with that? Because I have a friend, somebody. No. I'm just saying I want help. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to create chaos. You want to embarrass your friend. Sonia, you got to wake up. You have to wake up to that. It seems like when you get drunk, you can see her clearly, but when you're sober, it's like you cannot see Ramona, because when you were drunk at that Black Shabbat, you were going off on her. You were accurately reading her. Although you were drunk and out of your mind, you called Ramona for who she actually is. It was talking about, you're only doing charity because you want a new car or you want accolades. You want this to be about you. Find a purpose. Like, you were getting her together, but you were drunk. When you're sober, it's like all of a sudden you guys are besties, and this is your best friend of 30 years. Was she really? Because she's going to give you an alcoholic storyline. That's what she's pushing for. And Luann shut it down. And I was very proud of Luann. Before we move on, I want to talk about, listen, the justice system is definitely unfair to people from marginalized community, people of color, especially Black people. That especially us, they are definitely unfair to us, and especially Black trans women, right? But that sister at the table, listen, just like OJ, she did it. She did it. That sister at the table, because Rhony was just like, well, what did you go to prison for? And she was like, well, there was a robbery that happened outside of a store, and I went to prison because I was there. Girl, what? Yes, the justice system treats our people unfairly. Yes, we get the short end of the stick, but mama, you did that. You were a lookout for a robbery and somebody was murdered when you were being a lookout. Let's just challenge you for Shave the Devil, because the way she was telling that story, I was like, what, girl? This ain't adding up. You better thank the Lord that all you got was a conspiracy charge in 3 years. No, she should not have sat in prison for 6 months at Rikers of all places trying to get a court date because of the glitch in the system. No, she should have not sat there. But girl, you better thank God. And this biased justice system that you as a Black woman from a poor community only got 3 years in a conspiracy charge, because mama, you should have got a capital murder charge and life in prison. Girl, child, I would not come on TV with this lying. I was listening to this story and I was like, girl, I've watched enough the first 48. I've watched enough ID channel. I watched enough Snap. I've watched enough swamp murders to know you was a lookout for a robbery gone bad. Yeah, there was a robbery. A store was robbed and I was just there. What? You better thank God. You better thank God you got a conspiracy charge in 3 years. 3 years and 6 months in prison. Girl, it could have been your whole damn life in Rikers. What? Oh my God. So this is the... Okay, I want to talk about 2 more things and then we'll move on. Leah is so anti-elitist until it comes to her daughter's education. It's like you keep on talking about these rich people and how horrible they are, but you're sending your daughter to a school to make her one of the people that you call a terrible person. Like, you're sending her to an elitist school. What the hell you think your daughter is going to be when she leaves that school? And it seems like you're going to be paying for that, because your baby father was just like, that's a lot of money. Wasn't he? He was like, that's a lot of money. That's college money to spend on somebody's high school education. He want her to go to a public school. You're sending your daughter to an elitist school, and that's why you work so hard. I mean, I know it's elitist, but there's a lot of benefits. I feel like Leah wants to be down just enough where she can look like, the cool white chick who gets it. But she stops at anything affecting her privilege, right? It's like, I want to be cool. I want to be down. I want to read the other white girls and let them know you need to be like me, because I hang around Black women and I occasionally bang Black men. I get what's going on in the streets. I grew up in New York City. I understand. I sell hood clothing to people. I'm married to the mob. Like, this is what I do. But I want to send my daughter to an elitist school and make her one of the people that I am preaching about. It's really weird that you can excuse all that BS, all that oppressive BS that happens at elitist schools when it comes to your child. Nope. You want the world to change? It's going to have to change for everybody, including your daughter, including you. So some privileges will be taken away from her and some privileges will be taken away from you. If you want to be an ally and have all that mouth, then it will affect you as well. But are you an ally, or is it performative? We will just have to wait and see. So at the end of this episode, Ebony finds her dad. Good for her. I'm a little concerned because I hope that this doesn't go the way of Ashley, because Ashley's mother on the Real Housewives of Potomac was the same way. She was like, you don't want to find your daddy. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to find that man. And Ashley did it, and her dad didn't even open the door, and she was just brokenhearted, right? Which is why I feel like that's why Ashley ended up with Gollum, because I think she's trying to find that heal that relationship that she does not have with her father through somebody who reminds her of her father. Anyway, with Ebony, I really hope it doesn't go the way of Ashley. I hope her father, I hope it's a situation where he has been looking for her as well. I hope it's a situation where, the sisters are so happy to have her as their big or little sister. I hope it's a very positive situation, excuse me, for her. Her mother not wanting to be involved in the process is what is alarming to me. I hope it turns out great for you, Ebony. I really, really do. And I also hope that you get another season. You deserve it. I think they all, to be quite honest with you, I think they all, except for Ramona. I just can't. I can't with her. I'm like, after this, I can't. Great for the show or not, she is ugly to watch. I just can't do it. But I think they all should come back. Sans Ramona, replace her maybe with Dorinda or Tinsley. You can't have Dorinda and Tinsley on the same season. Dorinda hates Tinsley, and she's just always going to be awful. But I think you should bring everybody back. Maybe Dorinda, Tinsley, or Bethany, Jill, one of them. Keep Rashawn as a friend for now because we need to see more of her, but she's great with the group. But I would want to see this cast back again because it's not fair that they are being judged so harshly on their COVID season when everybody else is getting a pass. Let them get a pass too. Just because you're tired of being in this pandemic does not mean that we can't respect the people's journeys who was going through it at the same time as we were, but our journey wasn't being filmed. So you're exhausted from a lot of things that you have lived through and barely survived. I get it, but don't trash the show and say that people should be, removed or because you don't like this. You don't like how this person handled the pandemic? Well, damn, you probably weren't that likable either during the pandemic. None of us knew how to live through that. We're still living through it. Give them a break. They always deliver. And I don't even think it's a bad season. And it's real suspect for y'all to be blaming the black girl. I just got to say that. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about with this episode. What do you guys think? We're going to talk for at least 5 minutes because we got to get into a little bit of Bachelor news. What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? Marianne said, why did Sonia have to pee in the driveway? How come she wasn't wearing her diaper? I think when Sonia gets drunk, she just gets messy. I really think, to be honest with you, Ramona is being just evil, trying to make an alcoholic storyline with Sonia on this show. Because if you're her friend and you know she's suffering, you wouldn't try to make it a storyline, right? You would protect your friend at all costs. However, I do think that Sonia got some issues. And I think it's more than drinking. So I think some scenes, even if her speeches are being slurred, even if she's not drinking alcohol, she's under some other kind of influence. And it's just becoming very more obvious as the show goes on. So, I think she's just not where she needs to be. Hey, El Michelle. El Michelle said, I thought Ramona was just good for TV. Me too. Now all these color people on her show, and she is showing who she is. There's no assuming now. Exactly, El Michelle. That's what it was. Like, even people have been saying Ramona is terrible. Get her off the show. I always thought that she was good for the show because this is a side of New York City. However, she's so awful at this point. It's like when she comes, like when I watched this episode, right? After that whole Black Shabbat, just exhausted watching this, right? Guys, when we got to the scene with Luann and the women that she had been working with that are getting are rehabilitating themselves out of prison, I was like cringing already. Like it was, I don't know what it is. It's like I was bracing myself for impact. That's not what I'm watching this show for. I want to have a Sutton moment. Like, I want to be like, oh my God, girl, what? You know what I mean? I want to be able to be excited about running to, my computer and hopping on this live and talking to you guys about the show. I don't want to be bracing myself for impact because I know this ignorant white woman is going to say some uber racist and nasty things to the people of color in the room. No. I don't want that. I don't want that. No. I agree, Miss T. Miss T said Ramona is using Sonia. Now she's done with her. That's exactly what's happening. What's up, JL? JL said, wouldn't not showing up to the reunion be a breach of contract that costs greatly? I am surprised that Ramona has that penalty money not to show or come back to the show. The reason why I think she would do it is because it's going to cost her more if she comes to the show and is confronted with everything that she has done. Because at the end of the day, even if the people who you are in community with agree with everything that you're saying, it doesn't go well for their business. It doesn't go well for them supporting you. Even all them people that were supporting Donald Trump, all them businesses, oh, he's this and he's that. All of a sudden they got Black Lives Matter in their bio. They probably still agree with that man, will probably still donate to his campaign and vote for him if he ever ran for president again. However, they can't let you know that, because that's how they survive. Like, let's be real. The 1% eats off the 99%. And they have to make the 99% believe that they are just like them and that they care and that they have a heart and their hands are not dirty. So I think she will probably do the smart move and not show up so that she would not have to be confronted with the foolishness that she did on that show. She'll take the penalty. Let me. Oh, wait a minute. Who is that? I haven't gotten one from you lately. Hey, Yasmin. Yasmin said Priscilla, responded to Priscilla. Yeah, and it's contrary to everything that she has ever said. She's always said that she is not interested in white comfortability and teaching white people. Yeah, but that's all they do. Yeah, I'm just kind of shocked that Ebony is giving Ramona so many chances, when it's just very obvious that she's willfully ignorant. Like, she knows. And you see that too, Ebony. So that's why it's just very weird for me. I don't know what it is. I can't figure out why she would say that she could see herself in Ramona. Me and Luann were like, what? What is it, Luann? I'm telling you. Thank you so much for doing a cabaret. I think you kill it at that. Ma'am, you are somebody who is absent, who has the absence of melanin, and you have aged beautifully. If you don't get into skincare, it will be such a missed opportunity. It will be. You need to get into beauty. You really, really need to do. You really need to do that, because, Mama, I see money. I see money. Decon T said, I don't think that Sonya was drunk at all at the dinner. I think she's used being drunk as an excuse to say what she really thought about Ramona. Being drunk was her excuse to speak the truth. Well, that's interesting, Decon T. That's very interesting. Let me get two more, and then we're going to move into Bachelor territory real quick. What's up, Kim Paya? I don't know what Kim Paya just said. Exactly. For whatever it is, thank you, baby. Hey, Carmen. Carmen said that dinner went downhill the moment Ebony put Leah on the phone. Ebony, Ramona, and Sonya are all to blame for that dinner disaster. I agree. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do agree. I do think that Ebony tried. I think her only issue, the only place she went wrong for me was not hanging up on Leah. That's where I agree with Ramona. I was like, hang up on Leah. This is annoying. But yeah, I think she tried. I think this may be it for her. I think this Shabbat dinner took a lot out of her. And I think this is the last time she's going to try to make these women better people. I think she's just going to let them be who they are. And I hope she comes back next season and just has fun with them, but still takes us on her educational journey as well, but outside of the ladies. I think when she tries to involve them, it just becomes chaotic. Hey, Lynn. Lynn said, yep, I'm sending my daughter to one of the most elite schools so that she can continue the gatekeeping. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Hey, LNL, what's up? Said, I'm also sick of people laughing at Sonya and her disgusting antics of peeing in public spaces. First the cornfield, which was gross. Now the driveway. She's disgusting. Yeah, but I think when you have the privilege of not being seen that way, you don't know or you don't care, right? Because nobody will ever see her as dirty. Nobody will ever see her as disgusting because of, not only the fact that she's white, but also the fact that she's extremely privileged. And so it's like, who's going to really give her a different life experience because of those things that she does? See, we gotta walk a straight and narrow line. You know what I mean? Mommy said, Nikki, have you seen the show White Lotus? No, I have not. The daughter on the show and Leah are basically the same person. They think they're so woke, but they're actually no different from the folks on the show, or the folks they judge. Wow. I might have to check that out. All right, I'm going to get JL, and then I'm going one more, and then I'm going to move into just a bit of Bachelor tea, and then I'll get out of here. I got to. JL said, did you remember that Wendy Williams said, I don't think Ramona is racist. Ramona is just being Ramona when she was interviewing Bershawn? Yeah, because Wendy wants to be in those circles too. At the end of the day, she has to remain loyal to those circles because those circles employ her. You think it's just us that's watching that show? Please. Everybody in New York plays that game. Like Bershawn. I like Bershawn, but she's definitely playing the game with Ramona. Definitely playing the game. It's social climbing. All right, let me move into The Bachelor real quick. So, real quick, there's been a Bachelor rumor. You guys sent me two sources. I don't believe it. So I'm not going to say the source, but two, sources have said, two notable sources for the Bachelor fan base have said that Greg might be the new Bachelor. And to that I say, I hope the hell not. I hope the hell not. Because here's why. And I might do, if he is the actual Bachelor, I might do a whole video on it. Because for some reason, this show likes to reward the worst of men. That position in Bachelor Nation. Like it's so weird how the bachelors can have every blemish, be terrible before they even get the job, be terrible when they get the job, be even worse after, but still have like high esteem with this show. It's very weird to me because we sat there and we watched Greg just cut Katie down to size and to award him with his own show. So you want us to tune in to see him do what he did to Katie to 30 other women? It's weird. It's weird. Hot Dad is right there. But if they do pick him, I'm not saying I'm like boycotting, I don't like Greg or whatever. I can't review that season because not just because I think they should have went with my pick, which is Hot Dad, but also because this is what I know him to be, right? So I expect him to treat women on the show the way that he has treated Katie. And I have no interest. I have no interest. And I'm just so sick of them giving us awful bachelors. I really, really am. It's time. Like, why do the women have to be so perfect and these men can just be horrible and they still get the position? It baffles me. It really, really does. I'm hoping that's not the case. If it is, yeah, I think I might do, if I do review it, it will all depend on the ladies. It always is. That was the same way for me and Ari. I was like, I'm not doing Ari's season until I see what the ladies are going to be like. If they pick Greg, I want to see what the ladies are going to be like, but I don't foresee myself doing a full review if I like the ladies. I just can't give all of that to that show. Not with him as the lead. Anyway, let's end with Trey's hot uncle. So remember, Tajwan said that she went out with Trey's uncle and kissed him or whatever. This is Trey's uncle, a whole doctor, Dr. Anthony. This is him, a handsome doctor. Tajwan, what happened? How did you not make it work with hot Dr. Anthony? I don't understand. And I feel like you burnt every bridge now that could possibly, get you back to hot Dr. Anthony because you're making out with his son, his nephew on national TV. Bag fumbled. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I got 1 minute. I got to Oh, Lily B said if Greg makes it, if it's Greg, make it a roast. I don't even want to give him all that energy. I don't want to give him that. Simply Simone said the last Bachelor had a racist scandal. This one will be the sexism and gaslighting. Yeah, and there are multiple women who, because Becca was talking about it. She said there are multiple women who have came out and said that, he's been like abusive. What the hell? Why don't y'all do your research? Why? Because word on the street is that Colton was already out before he became the Bachelor. Like, he went back in for this position. I have no idea why they don't research their leads. It baffles me. It baffles me that they do not research their leads. I'm shocked. That's the uncle. That is the uncle. Hot Dr. Anthony. That's him. Tajwan, what happened? Because I guarantee you, if you was a hot Dr. Anthony's wife, you wouldn't be on Bachelor in Paradise slumming it. Ciao. Shout out to the replay gang. Give me 15 minutes after Married at First Sight so I could put the chats in. The timestamps in. Damn it, I done talked all along about Beverly Hills. It was so good. It was so good. Boogie said, Nikki, they have to know. They probably do and don't care or don't think that we would care. I don't know, but I just can't see myself giving all that energy to Greg. Why would y'all reward him with that position after he treated your bachelorette like that? And I'm telling you, they do that all the time. They do that all the time. Whenever there's a guy on the show who just mistreats their bachelorette, they try to reward him with the bachelor position. And the only reason why we didn't have Peter, not gray hair Peter, not pilot Peter. The only reason why we did not have him as the bachelor was because Rachel went to war over that. She was just like, no, don't reward him for, gaslighting me the whole season. Like, no, don't do that. And that is the only reason why, because Rachel made sure to set all his opportunities on fire. Ain't nothing like a woman scorned. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to hop into the Married at First Sight live. And then after that, hopefully you guys will see me Friday. I am not sure. Again, I'm traveling. I don't know what the internet is going to be like, where I'm at. I'm going to do my best. I should be back to normal by next Wednesday. But then again, I can't predict anything. Please make sure you follow me on Instagram at NikkiNicoleStar. That's where I post everything that I'm doing first. And then I come and post here on the community page. Just keep a lookout because my schedule is just going to change daily. And I just, until we're on another lockdown, I can't give you consistency. And I hate to say it. But life is weird. Life is weird. Life is good. Life is good right now. We're going to figure it out, family. Thank you all. Thank you so much for your support. I love you. I got to hop in the Married at First Sight. Bye.